Hello my bundles of joy, I hope you're doing well. Today's pick a card is going to be on the topic of who is my alter ego. I thought this would just be a fun pick a card just to kind of get into a little bit more of the shift that we're experiencing this eclipse season. As always, this is a timeless reading, but this is just here to guide and prompt a bit more of the versions of us that lie inside and want to be known. So there's 4 piles for you today. This is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3, and this is pile 4. As always, timestamps will be linked in the description down below, and I'll see you there. Hi my pile 1s, if you've chosen these cards, then this is your pile. So this card's gonna represent the main energy of who your alter ego is. And then we're gonna go deeper into a bit more questions like what their characteristics are and the energy they exude that highlight you, as well as a little bit of a fortune pull from this alter ego. All right, so let's begin. You have the cards, a tidy house, as well as dream thief. These are very interesting. This definitely gives off Virgo vibes. So you might have heavy Virgo in your chart, or you might just exude a lot of Virgoian qualities. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to have it in your chart. For example, I really resonate with a water element, but personally, I don't really have a lot of water elements in my chart. So it could be something similar to that. You might not have Virgo elements in your chart. You might have it, but this is just having the energy of being a little bit more tidy, a little bit more organized, a little bit more analytic, someone who is very straightforward with their communication styles, someone who is a bit more stubborn as well. So this type of alter ego of your energy, because in this reading our alter egos are a part of us, it's just the part of us that we don't necessarily always exude. It's not the part of us that we always identify, but this is the alter ego that wants to be present in your life right now. So I think that the main energy that your alter ego is really trying to come forth with is being a bit more clear in the direction that you want to go, having a game plan, having this kind of energy that sets you up for the future, gives you strong foundations, and being very, very stubborn about continuing to do that, being very stubborn about having to succeed in your goal. So being very disciplined as well. Okay, so let's look at some more characteristics that they have. I got this beautiful new deck. Like, look at this deck. Oh my god. It's called the Mantra Oracle. So we're gonna use it to get some more characteristic on this alter ego. I'm not gonna take these ones off. Because this is a new deck though, I'm probably going to refer to the book a little bit, just to let you know. And I also want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for getting to know you and the different aspects of you. And yeah, coming by, hanging out with me, doing some tarot readings. So you have Guru Gayatri Mantra, escaping negativity. So for my pile ones, can we get more characteristics of their alter ego? Thank you. You also have ra 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 ma ma ma, balancing my priorities. I'm gonna get 2 more fast cool. You also have ad such jagud such, recover the universal truth. I might be mispronouncing all of these, and I'm so sorry if I am. And then you also have adais to sa adais, the wisdom of humility. Okay. So the characteristics of this alter ego that want to be made present to you at this time is getting really deep into who you are as a person, getting really deep into your own truth, getting really deep into the aspects that you might not be comfortable with. And it's really interesting because this alter ego of yours is trying to really balance you out right now, trying to give you a fuller picture of what you're capable of. With this escaping negativity here, there might be some fearful tendencies that you have when looking at different aspects of your life, and you might have more of the tendency to be in that mindset of survival, which is totally fair and totally normal. That is our baseline of humanity. But I think there's an aspect of this alter ego that wants to be made present to you, that it is okay to feel safe in your body. It is okay to feel safe discovering your full self, your whole self, your true self. And with this recover the universal truth, it really does feel like the words that you've been telling yourself aren't necessarily words that help you progress in being your own best friend. They don't really help you progress in imagining a future in which you do succeed. It really does feel like at this time there's a need to really recover a part of yourself, kind of like your inner child, your childhood self, that is a little bit more free in thought. And I know that's hard sometimes, because I personally have a lot of times where I'll think like the worst case scenario of something that's going to happen. But I think it's about reminding yourself that those things that come up, those thoughts that come up that give you like a more fearful space, that are like the worst case scenario, are only there for your protection. And it's not like it's something to be shameful about. It's more that recognizing that those thoughts aren't thoughts that anticipate the future. Those thoughts are only there to kind of protect you in a space of recognizing and understanding what fears you do have. And it's not that fears are bad. Fears are very important in regards to kind of guidance as well. Any emotion that we do have is a guiding force. So with fears, it just shows you aspects of things that you don't really want to happen. So let's say like you are fearful of failing a test or something, and it just kind of keeps coming up to you day after day before the test begins. Those fears are only there to really kind of push you and give you more motivation so that won't happen. For example, it's pushing you to study harder, it's pushing you to study more, it's pushing you to rest more as well, so that you are in the best case scenario when you do that test, you know? You also have balancing your priorities as well as the wisdom of humility. And it's funny because I was talking about studying earlier. So I think it is really, I'm hearing Kendrick's humble, sit down, be humble. So I think part of it is kind of taking a step back and really getting into the core of you and being able to rediscover a lot of parts of you. You might be in a stage where you feel like you really know yourself and you really are one with who you think you are. But the matter of fact is that we're always changing, and there's always different sides of us that can come out. This kind of gives me the same feeling of, if you ever play The Sims, there's like this joke amongst the Sims community where when you play The Sims, you'll play yourself in The Sims, and you'll do that for a really long time. And that's what a lot of beginner Sims do. But once you come out of that stage and you're a little bit more experienced, you tend to play characters that you normally wouldn't play characters with different aspirations, different types of qualities that aren't necessarily things you would identify with. And this is kind of like the whole part of the reading. These kind of messages are here for just like for you to think about, for you to kind of chew on and kind of play with, something that you can immerse yourself in without having to identify with, but still getting a larger perspective of what you might need to hear at this time. So what you really do need to hear at this time is that you're doing great. Just by clicking on this video, just by listening to this video right now, you're already doing what your soul, what your alter ego really wants you to do, which is to give that fuller perspective on who you are and who you can be, and the different avenues in which your ego wants to kind of see how you play about life generally. Let's say that maybe you might be stuck in a routine right now, and you're kind of like dreading the mundane, dreading the day-to-day, are kind of like laissez-faire in the way you go about life. I think this alter ego is really trying to get you to be present in those smaller moments of your day. For example, when you wake up and the first thing you do is you might want to grab a coffee, or you might want to meditate, or you might want to just fully get your day going and start like prepping yourself for the public. Well, right now it's trying to let you know that those are great things that you're doing, but if there are ways in which you can tweak it to make yourself enjoy it more, kind of balance the fun that you once had, the joie de vivre. We will talk about this a lot on my channel, but the joy of life that really wants to come out. Because with this balancing my priorities card, it's really trying to, again, give you this sense and notion of really balancing out who you are. So let's say you are someone who's a really big stickler for the rules. Maybe right now it's time to kind of let loose and be a little bit more free, be a little bit more, I don't want to say reckless, but maybe a little bit more impulsive, a little bit more within reason, obviously, but like a little bit more willing to explore different avenues in which you want to do things. And this also applies vice versa. Maybe you are a little bit more reckless, maybe you are a little bit more impulsive. Maybe like this time for you might be more of reconstructing who you are and being more organized, being more planned. So take this as it resonates, but there is a need to kind of balance and see the different sides of where you're coming from and how you do things. Okay. we're gonna get some messages from your alter ego, and then we're gonna pull some fortune, and yeah. So messages, you have the 7 of Wands in reverse. You have the Page of Wands. You have the 10 of Swords. You have the 9 of Cups in reverse. And then you also have the Page of Cups. Yeah, okay, so with these 2 pages being present, this is a really nice time for you to kind of fall back into knowing who you are again. It's a time for learning, especially with these 2 pages here. It's a time for you to really look inwards in regards to just kind of getting to know yourself again, kind of taking yourself out on dates again, trying to get to know what you like, what you don't like. And again, it's a process. If you feel like you're in a rut, being with yourself and living life is a process of continually meeting yourself again, you know? If you have like close friends or family members, there are times in which you kind of are surprised by something that they say, and it's because you continuously get to know them more and more, deeper and deeper, as you both evolve, as you both grow in this lifetime. And it's the same with yourself. It feels like there's this wonderful sense of being able to shift into this mindset of being a new beginner and learning more about you. With this 7 of Wands in reverse, it does feel like there's a lot of thoughts that can come up and kind of distract you from your true nature of what you feel and what you want. So I think it's about really kind of being present with those thoughts and recognizing that they're not fully an identification of you. Those thoughts can just come in and out, and just being present and aware that it's happening is going to be a really big step for you to understand who you are. It's also saying that you might want to disconnect a little bit from the public, disconnect a little bit from putting yourself and overextending yourself out in the public. This is a really great time and great space for you to have a bit more of that introversion, have a little bit more you time. And it's okay to have this you time. It's okay to have this rest, especially with this 10 of Swords being the center and central card of this reading. It really does feel like you need to take some time to really just realign yourself. I'm hearing a song and the lyrics are lunar eclipse, realign, realign. So when I see these swords, I'm thinking more of like acupuncture than anything else. So it's kind of like getting yourself back into a space of recognizing where your habits came from, why you might be so tense and terse about certain situations, where you might be kind of refusing to look at parts of yourself, looking at parts of your past, your actions that have made you the way you are now. And that's what the rest really wants you to be aware of, having a solid rest time for you to let those feelings out, let those emotions out, let those experiences out of your body, let the trauma come out of your body. For you to do it in a safe space is really what's being called for you right now. And I think it's just going to give you a more fruitful kind of inner world with this 9 of Cups in reverse here. I think it's really just going to round you out more and give you a greater sense of inner peace. Okay, And last but not least, I'm gonna just pull some like fortune, like, you know when you get like fortune cookies and then you get this little fortune? Yeah, that's what I'm going to pull for you today. So you are good with finances, with the numbers 4, 5, 9, 17, 32, 46, as well as your perseverance will pay off soon. So yeah, those are the messages that your alter ego wanted to give you, as well as the characteristics that your alter ego wanted you to kind of be more present on. So I hope this helped and resonated and gave you a fuller sense of things you might have not been aware of. And I'm wishing you all the best. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye. Hi, pile 2. If you've chosen this card, then this is your pile. I hope you're doing well today. So this card represents the main characteristic of your alter ego that wants to be present and known to you at this time. And as we go further into the reading, we're going to get more characteristics of this alter ego and then messages that this alter ego wants to send to you. Yeah. And then cute little fortunes at the end. Okay, let's begin. So you have Vanishing Mirror, Sublimation, Ego Sublimation. Okay, that's beautiful. I feel like this alter ego's main characteristic is being able to wash away and transmute, transverse different aspects of yourself. So this alter ego is an alter ego that kind of can kind of like reinvent itself all the time. I'm feeling like, you know how there's a bunch of different micro trends that are online, like the tomato girl or the clean girl or like the brat girl, you know, like how there's all these different aspects of the self that can be expressed in different ways. This alter ego feels like someone that's okay with continuously reinventing themselves. And that's a characteristic that they really want you to be known or understand right now at this time. I think this alter ego wants you to know that it's okay to reinvent yourself, that it's okay to change, that it's okay for you to kind of dip your toes in new kind of ways of being. Like if you want to try a new aesthetic, go for it. If you want to try a new restaurant and have new tastes, go for it. I think this alter ego really wants you to wash away what you've thought about yourself and explore into something new. This feels like a continuation from my pile one. So you might be someone who's coming from that. All right. So let's get more characteristics of this alter ego. We will take it. You have Satchit Ananda, the blissfulness of being. You also have Sat Kartar, opening the heart. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing these right, by the way. I am trying my best. And we're gonna get 2 more cards. You also have Dharti Hai, Akash Hai, radiating my full presence. Oh, that's awesome. And just one more card for my pile twos. Just one more card for my pile twos. I want to say thank you so much for being here today, pile twos. Thank you so much for tuning in, getting to know yourself, and kind of hanging out with me. It is always so much fun. doing this and, reading for you. It's always an honor to read for you. All right. You also have Ardas Bai, tune in to your guides and angels. Ooh, that's so cool. All right. So the characteristics that your alter ego wants to really be made present to you right now is kind of a reiteration of what we just said. I'm not going to lie, it definitely does feel like it, but in a more expanded way, it feels like this alter ego is really getting you to drop down into your heart space. With the blissfulness of being and the opening of the heart card, it really wants you to recognize the strength, because we have this triangle here, and triangles are like the strongest like shape that you can have. The strength of really owning who you are and being authentically you. There's a version of you that wants to really be fully in your own presence and really be in that sense of being so authentic with yourself that nothing can shake you. Nothing can really break you. And it's really interesting. And I think because we were talking about being able to reinvent yourself, I think by having this foundation of who you are, of being fully in your present, being fully happy with who you are, you're allowing yourself to explore. You're allowing yourself to kind of shatter the mirror in regards to who you are, and opening this door into being able to explore different avenues. There's this faint recollection of my memory being shown to me of this person who was willing to change themselves for other people. And it's because of the fact they knew who they were, and because of the fact they knew and were very content with who they were, that they were able to really give themselves the opportunity to adapt and kind of commingle with the other people around them, and kind of be someone that others needed in a space and time where they needed that to happen. It kind of feels like, let's say you're with a group of people, and normally you're not someone who you wouldn't identify with being like a mother role, or identify with being like a protector role, or being someone who nurtures, or being someone who kind of gives people advice. But maybe in this particular group of people, there's an aspect of you that comes out that is a little bit more nurturing, that is a little bit more protective, who is a little bit more caring in regards to getting people to open up and feel safe around you. That's how it kind of feels. It feels like you probably are in a very public setting right now, or if not, you're working with the public in some sort of way. And so there's a aspect of you that wants to ground and recognize that you've worked so hard to come to this point of authenticity, of knowing who you are, that it's okay to let that go sometimes. It's okay to explore different sides of you, and it's okay for you to step into roles that you might not have seen yourself in before. For example, maybe you're someone who is a bit more shy and introverted, but within a certain space, you become the leader of the group. It's kind of like that, you know? Or maybe you're someone who is naturally a leader and who's more extroverted and willing to put themselves out there. But then you find that you're in a group that needs someone that's a little bit more thoughtful and a little bit more analytic, and so you become that, you know. It's just being able to recognize that you have this core that's unbreakable, unwilling to really succumb to others' thoughts and opinions of you. Like you're so good with who you are and yourself, that now it's okay to kind of expand yourself and go into roles that you might not have really been in before or seen yourself in. It feels like, I know it says tune in to your guides and angels, but it also feels like you are a guide and you are an angel to other people around you. So that's why, if you believe in guides and angels, that's why this card really wants to be known to you. It's because they want to help you out and be on your team in regards to you fully being able to explore who you are safely, fully be able to explore avenues of yourself that you wanted in a way where you can feel like someone out there is still protecting you and has your back, you know? It feels like this is an earth angel pile, someone who has come down and their life mission is to really help and guide others to be this more servitude role of not only knowing themselves but helping others know themselves too. It feels like you have a really strong and really radiating presence that people are going to flock to anyways. And so now it's more of what you can do and who you can be in those times in your life, and how you can really be there for others right now. Okay, so we're going to get some messages from this alter ego for you. All right. Pile 2's alter ego. What would you like pile 2 to know at this time? You have the 9 of Swords in reverse, as well as the 8 of Cups upright. If you're gonna have 2 more cards, you also have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And you also have the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is pretty cool. I don't say cool a lot, so I think you guides are a really interesting and cool bunch. I feel like people look at you when you're in the public as someone who they want to be friends with, someone like they really value the opinion of. All right, so the message that your alter ego wants you to know is that it's time to get up. It's time to get moving. It's time to keep going. It's time for you to really explore and get out of this this down and out kind of feeling. I feel like you've taken a lot of time to really know yourself and be with yourself and to really understand who you are, which is beautiful. So like, unlike my pile 1s who needed that time to kind of go inwards and like understand themselves in a greater fashion, it feels like this pile, you are someone who the alter ego divine source wants you to kind of get out there, get out in the world, especially with this 9 of Swords and then 8 of Cups right after. It's really the sense of getting out of your head and moving into the world and really revealing different parts of yourself and others around them. It really feels like you are a pile that is here to show people who they are on a deeper level. And it feels like you're doing this in a really humbling sense, in a really balancing sense. You're not coming from it in a self-deprecating way. With this 5 of Pentacles in reverse, it's not like you're coming from it like you need to like put yourself down in order for people to feel better. You're coming from it more in the humble way of you're learning. You're really recognizing. This King of Pentacles in reverse makes me feel like you yourself are inwardly understanding of your strength and your power and your stability. So you're able to kind of go out into the world and keep that honest sense of who you are, but also show others that you don't have to put yourself down in order to be accepted. You're someone who really kind of recognizes that loving yourself shouldn't mean, or loving others shouldn't mean like putting yourself down in any way. And it's not like you can't like make fun of yourself or like, you know, make jokes or laugh about yourself or anything like that. No, it's just that you're not in a space where you really need to kind of talk down on yourself. I think you've done so much self-love, self-care, self-work that you know that putting yourself down and being like in a space where you talk badly about yourself is not it, you know, like it's not hot, you know, like and you know, being really like good with who you are, that's hot. Wow, yeah, this gives me very Paris Hilton vibes, you know, like Paris Hilton is actually quite a I don't really know her too well. I don't know, like, but like what I do know of her is that like when she was younger, she would play into the characteristic of being this like blonde bimbo who was like a little bit like out of touch of reality and who didn't really like, who was a little bit more like stuck up and stuff because other people thought of her that way. And she was able to do that because she herself knew that she wasn't that person. She herself knew, like, at the end of the day, people are gonna think what they want of her. So she might as well, have fun with it. She might as well get her coin, get her bag because of it, you know? Like, if people want to think of you in one way, let them think that and then make money off of it, kind of vibe. That's how it feels. And you know, it's being able to kind of have fun with playing different parts of who you are and who others expect you to be, but knowing yourself that you are you, and at the end of the day, no one can take that away from you. Woo! That's so cool. This pile is so cool. Yeah, I keep saying that. So there's definitely this coolness about you that when you go out into the world where you are really highly well regarded. You already are someone who even in the eyes of your guides, of divine source, of your angels, who is just like someone who's very well respected. No? Yeah. And this is just here to remind you of it. Okay. So we're just going to give a couple of fortunes for you to just have a little fun from your alter ego. So you have, of course you do. You have someone is looking up to you. Don't let that person down. Can't make this shit up, man. Can't make this shit up. And the numbers here are 14, 21, 22, 29, 32, 36. So yeah, this is my pile that is really in the public, that really has people looking towards them, that really like knows themselves really well. And I feel like you are a role model to people. I feel like you are someone who's like a mentor to other people. And so like the way in which you show up is very important. The way in which you kind of go out into the world and the roles you play in the world is very important to the people around you. So again, having that sense of who you are, but still but because of that, kind of coming from a place of, oh yeah, like I know who I am, so I can kind of play these other roles for people, is something that's not a lot of people can do. B is really like, is someone who's really self-assured and very confident, and C, who really shows people the meaning of what it means to really know thyself. Ugh, this is so sick. And you also have be generous and the favor will be returned. With the numbers 3, 11, 17, 34, 41, and 46. This is a fantastic reading. I loved reading for you, my pal twos. I hope you have the best day, week, year, time of your life, because you're someone who is really going out there and really making a difference in others' lives by just being who you are and being who others need you to be. So yeah, I hope you can rest easy knowing how cool you are, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, and evening. Take care. Love you so much. Bye. Pile threes, if you've chosen these cards, and this is your pile. So these cards represent the main characteristic of your alter ego. And then we're going to go into some more characteristics, and then go into some messages from your alter ego, and then end off with cute little fortunes that your ego wants you to know. So you have the card Overflow, Overwhelm, and Plenty, as well as First Breath, Beginner's Mind. So what I'm getting from these two cards in terms of this alter ego is like an alter ego that wants to jump into something new. It feels like I'm getting like the image of someone like clearing their desk of everything, like fully sweeping it off of it, like zero cares in the world, just kind of like having this new workspace to work on, and like having this clear, clean desk to just have nothing on, like having this new blank slate. And it kind of feels like your alter ego is like that. It feels like it's an interesting balance of having a lot with the overflow, overwhelm, and plenty, and then having nothing at all, which is the first breath, beginner's mind. So this main characteristic of your alter ego wants you to know that they can coexist, as well as it's okay to let go. That's how it really feels. It feels like I'm getting the song House of Cards by Radiohead coming into my mind, and like the term House of Cards is one where you kind of knock down everything that happens, and like knock down these cards that you built up and have it be nothing, you know? And I think like this alter ego wants you to understand and wants you to be aware of the fact that it's okay for that to happen. It's okay to kind of come into a space of building something up and then tearing it down and doing it for the fun of it. Okay, let's get some more characteristics of this alter ego. Oh, you have obey, serve, love, excel, no more betraying my consciousness. That's cool. You also have Ajay, ally, feeling invincible. Oh yeah, I'll put it here. That's cool. That's fine. And then we're gonna get 2 more cards. 2 more cards for my pile of 3s in terms of this alter ego. You have Raki Raknar, take a higher purpose. And apologies for my pronunciation with all of these. Yeah. I can just get one more card, that would be really nice. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here and joining me and having some fun reading some tarot. It's always a wonderful honor to get to read for you. And hang out, you know? We also have Pavan, recover the breath of life. That's really interesting. Because of it, it's very interesting because it coincides with the beginner's mind, first breath, like really breath. Like it's I like the kind of symmetry it has. Anyways, okay. So with this particular alter ego of yours, my pile of threes, I think there's a part of you that knows that there are things in your life that are no longer serving you, because the characteristics of this alter ego is no more betraying my consciousness. So it really does feel like you're holding on to something quite tightly. When it's paired with this overwhelm and plenty and take a higher perspective, this really feels transitional. It feels like you are in a space where you know you've built something up and you're afraid to let it go. And I'm being shown a scene in one of these videos where there's this person who says that they have a hard time like ending a relationship because they just want to feel the love, even though they know that it's not serving them. It feels like they have a hard time letting go of a person because they want to just kind of feel that love and feel that safety and comfort. But again, take this as it resonates. It doesn't have to be with like a person or a relationship. This can also be like a job or a cycle or a friendship. It could be a hobby as well. It can literally apply to almost anything you really want or need it to apply to right now. But there is something where you know deep down in your heart, or very consciously even, that there's something that's not serving you, that is kind of that once gave you comfort and safety and peace, no longer does that for you. And it could be a cycle that you're getting out of. I don't usually like to use myself as an example all the time, but what I'm seeing is I've been in a cycle of being basically like in bed rot. I've been like just like really enjoying sleeping on my bed and kind of taking it easy to make myself heal and recover, because I'm going through something called TSW, which is topical steroid withdrawal. So I've needed a lot of rest to really like heal my body. But right now, I know there's a new cycle for me to kind of get my books in order and to make this new life for me where I don't have to spend it in bed always. And that's kind of how it feels here. It feels like there's like a habit of yours, there's like a part of your life that really served you once before and it was beautiful, and we still love to honor that, but it no longer is giving you the same kind of advancements that it once did. You know, you're ready to level up, basically. You're ready to move forward with whatever this may be for you. And with having take a higher perspective, it really seems like you have been very comfortable in this space, and there's a moment right now for you to really see it in the long term, see it as someone else, for you to understand that what you're doing is a betrayal of yourself. And You know, there's no shame in that. We all do it, you know. Sometimes it's really hard to let go of something, especially if it's something really comfortable and something that you really love. But sometimes it's okay to kind of let go and know that it was there in your life for a reason. It was there in your life for a season. And now that the season's over, it's time to move forward. You know, it's like you can't wear shorts in the winter. You can't wear a jacket in the summer. Like, you need to change, literally change out of your clothes to adapt to what's coming next. And what this alter ego's characteristics want you to really know at this time is that this change is happening, whether you like it or not, and wants you to be prepared for it. So they want you to be okay with really letting go the thing that you need to let go. And it feels like this might be kind of hard, but you know yourself, and you know that what's coming for you is only going to be better, and it's only going to suit you more, and it's only going to give you more of a reason to look back at this time and be grateful for what it was, and know that you can move on and move forward with what it was. Because in the next stage, in your next season of life, you're going to have this beautiful beginner's mind. You're going to recover this breath of life that you have. You're going to breathe in the fresh air and feel invincible. You're going to feel kind of like a newborn again. You're going to feel kind of like, you know, when you go through puberty and like in the teenage stage, you feel like nothing's gonna hurt you, nothing's gonna happen to you, nothing can go wrong because you're this new teenager, and like you're like in your adolescence and you're kind of like discovering who you are and like what you like, and like like, you know, you might be like doing more experimental things and like just enjoying the fact that you get to fully start something new again, you know? This kind of feels like when you first learn about a band and you're like, oh, okay, these songs are pretty cool. You know, I like to listen to them from time to time. And then like later on down the line, you're really into it, and like, you know, their whole discography, and you know like who the band members are and their whole life story, and you know like the different ins and outs of this band and how they got to where they were and their backstory. And like, you know, it kind of feels like you're at the beginning of that, where you're first like starting, and you like when someone recommends you their song for the first time. Or it's that feeling when you meet someone for the first time and like you don't know that they're gonna be your best friend later down the line, but like when you first meet them, you really click, and it's just this breath of fresh air where you're like, wow, this person really gets me. This person is someone I want to hang out with again. This person just really knows what to say and really understands me like I understand them, and it feels just so symbiotic. And there's this just beautiful strength that comes with this new stage for you, this new season for you. Yeah. And that's something that your alter ego really wants you to be aware of at this time, this shift of being like, oh, it's time. It's time. It's time to start the new level. You've completed all the checkpoints. You've defeated the bosses. Now it's time to move on to the next level. Woo, that's so nice. I'm so proud of you, my pile threes. Okay, so we're gonna get some messages from your alter ego, some more messages like this. And then, yeah. You have the Queen of Wands. You have the King, oh, sorry, not the King, the Knight of Pentacles. I can just get 3 more cards. You have Judgment, Wow, that's amazing, especially in the center of the reading. You have the Sun in reverse. That is very fitting with this Feeling Invincible card. And you also have this Four of Pentacles upright. Okay. When this card popped out, the first words that came to mind were holding out for what's to come. And that's what it feels like. You're really holding out for what's to come right now. And that should be your mindset going into the future, is being able to have this right judgment of knowing that your accolades, your achievements, your good moments are coming for you. With the Sun in reverse, the Sun is always a beautiful card to come out in a spread, no matter whether it's reversed or not. The reversal only means that there's two ways you can take reversals. You can take it in a way where it's more introspective, or you can take it in the way where it's delayed. And that's how it feels. Right now, there is a delay in this new season for you, this new chapter of your life, because you need to let this part go. You need to let the older parts of your life go in order to make room for this new life of yours. You can't have, let's take my situation as an example. I personally cannot stay in bed all the time if I want to succeed and grow my channel and grow my skill sets that I want. I need to actually do the things that I say I want to do in order for me to be in this new sphere of life. And it's the same, you can't meet your soulmate, the love of your life, if you're still stuck with your toxic ex. You know what I mean? That's how it feels. You can't start this new career that you'll love until you quit your job that you absolutely despise. Or not even that, it could be you can't start this new job that gives you more opportunities of advancements before leaving a job that you've gotten everything out of. It doesn't have to be so extreme, but that's how it feels. It feels like you've come to a point where you've mastered elements of yourself, and divine source, your alter ego, wants you to know that your life is giving you this opportunity to make this judgment call, to really step into a place where you're going to enjoy it, you're going to love it, and you're going to really hold it near and dear to your heart. But it is up to you. This is your life. This is your choice. You have autonomy in terms of making these decisions. So it's really up to you whether or not you're going to step into this space. And I just think there's just so much more for you to come. There's so much more for you to experience, and it's just gonna be something that you love and enjoy and cherish. It's just, you have to make the judgment call of being able to leave the past where it is, which is behind you, and step into this new forward momentum that will bring you really beautiful life satisfaction. But right now you're in the present moment where you're in the in-between, and you can choose whether or not you want to restart this cycle again, knowing that you've already gotten everything you need to know out of it. Or you can start this new cycle where you get to explore this wonderful side of you, this wonderful life of yours, and give you a greater sense of what it means to be alive. It feels like you'll feel in a rut more if you continue to do past experiences and actions. But if you take that first step you will revive yourself. You will give your soul this new breath of life to really come into your own and really enjoy the present. Okay, so we're gonna get 2 fortunes for you from this little baggie, from your alter ego. Oh, this one. Yeah, if you are good with finances, with the numbers 4, 5, 9, 17, 32, and 46. You also have, you have two more. You have, you work best when meticulous attention to detail is called for. And last but not least, you have, you do not have to worry about your future. Love that for you. Yeah, I think the final messages of what your alter ego wants you to know is that, like, whatever you choose will be the best for you. And I think that what's coming for you is something you don't have to, like, be anxious about. You just kind of have to accept. It is what it is. And whatever decision you make is a decision that you're going to make in regards to moving forward with your life, regardless of what happens next. So there shouldn't be so much worry or fear revolved around this. I'm sorry if it made you feel like that. It's just more of the fact that I think there's newness coming for you no matter what. And I think you will, in the end, make the right decision regardless of you listening to this reading or not. So yeah, I really hope this helped. I hope this gave you some peace of mind, and I hope you have a wonderful, great rest of your day, night, or evening. Take care. Bye. Hi, pile 4. I hope you're doing well. If you've chosen this pile, then this is your card. So this card represents the main characteristic of your alter ego, and then we're gonna go into more characteristics and then messages from your alter ego and then some fortunes from your alter ego. So you have the card, the Wall, obstacles. When I first saw this card, I immediately thought of Pink Floyd's The Wall. So you might be going through a phase in your life that's a little bit more difficult. That might be your alter ego's main characteristic is showing that, like, there's this sense of blockage, or the sense of unknown that you might want to be aware of that you're facing at this time. It feels like it is for your own good, though. It feels like with this eye here that kind of looks like the moon, it feels like it is a space in which you can kind of reset. Okay, but we're gonna get more characteristics for my pile of 4s. You first have the card Guru Gayatri Mantra, escaping that negativity. Okay, cards for my pile of 4s. Thank you. You have Hari Nam Sat Nam Hari, manifesting through clairvoyance. Wow, that's really sick. You have the card Patergate, accepting ephemerality. I'm going to look up that word because I do not know it. Apologies. And last but not least, thank you. You also have add such, jagud such, recover the universal truth. I'm going to quickly look up the word ephemerality just because I don't know what it means. Lasting for a very short time. That's what ephemeral means. Okay. I'm hearing this will pass. So, with escaping negativity and accepting ephemerality on the side, it feels like you might feel like this is a space where you'll forever be. That you'll forever feel this way, that you'll forever be in suffering, that you'll forever be in the unknown, that you'll forever be in the space that you don't like. But there's a clear message from your alter ego in terms of the characteristics they exude, that they want you to understand that this will pass. You have to accept the fact that things happen, and when they do happen, they're only happening for a short amount of time. Regardless of how you feel, it is going to be a short amount of time that you live. It's going to be a short amount of time of what you're experiencing, that our lives are finite and that we are mortal. And with that existential dread comes the understanding of existential joy, of knowing that even though I won't exist forever, that there is a blessing in all the experiences that come to me. And it's recognizing that even the bad experiences are there to teach a lesson regardless. And the feelings that you have are there for you to feel, are there to they're there to give meaning to each other, you know? It's why you see the whole comedy and tragedy thing being like those two masks being put next to each other, because they're two sides of the same coin. You know, you can't know one without the other. And so at this time, there is the message of seeing through your mind's eye, with this manifesting through clairvoyance, the possibilities that can come. Use this time to really take the more negative aspects, the more short-lived aspects, and use them as a stepping stone, use them as a guidance point for you to know what you do want. And recover the universal truth of how you want to move forward from this situation. So, for example, let's say you're at a 9-to-5 job that you really don't like, because all you're doing is something that's very let's say you're a creative person and you're stuck in a job where it doesn't allow you to use those creative abilities. So all you feel is this dread and loathing and this like really upset kind of feeling, this really like stressful, anxious kind of feeling, where you show up to work and you hate it, and you hate your life, and you hate your job, and nothing's good, and you just wish you can come out of it. And so use those feelings of, oh, I don't like it here, I don't want to be here, I want to change, to really give you that stepping stone, that kind of boost into your heart's desires and the truth of what you really do want. And to look for jobs that suit your creativity, suit who you are as a person, you know? Let's say it's the opposite, you know? Maybe you're someone who is in this creative job, but all you really want to do is something more like, more meticulous, more analytical, you know? Shift that and go and seek out opportunities that would allow you to move in a different direction, one where you'll actually enjoy, one where you will actually find meaning and purpose and happiness in, because life is short. With this card, accepting ephemerality, life is, there's not a lot of years that we do have on this planet Earth, and to be living a life where you're not enjoying it is a space in which you need to change. And this is a really big time for you to really step into that change, because you might feel like there's a lot of obstacles. There's like, maybe you feel like, let's go for that job example again. Maybe you feel like you don't have the experiences, or you don't have the background or the knowledge to really step into the job that you do want. Maybe you have to reroute yourself and take some time to get financial backings in order so that you can up-level your skills, or have the time to really get into a place where you can get into the job you like. Maybe you need to go to events that help you network so that you can know the right people to get into the position you want. And this is things that are definitely more easier said than done. So I understand if you're in a space where it's like, oh, but I can't do this, but I can't do this. But like, just know that like, you can and you will. And that's part of what manifesting is. That's part of what spirituality is. And if you look at the tree of life in the Kabbalah, you see that what the sephirots are, what the little spheres are different avenues and ways in which someone's mind shifts into the realities of the world, you know? And it's all about having that new perspective, all about having that new life, all about having that new vision. I think vision is something that's going to be really important for you to visualize that what you want is possible. What you want, you'll get there. It's a matter of you putting in those step-by-step mundane, or, you know, putting in the work of getting to a space where you can get to where you want. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're gonna pull some messages for you, what your alter ego wants you to know at this time. You have the Hierophant in reverse. You also have the Two of Cups in reverse, the Two of Pentacles upright, and we're gonna get one more card. You also have the Three of Wands reversed. So yeah, right now your alter ego is really highlighting the kind of juggling that you might be doing in your head of, oh, I can't do this. Oh, but I really want to. Oh, but it's gonna be so hard. Oh, but I'm already in a place where I don't want to be. So that, how much harder can it be? You know, it feels like you're really juggling yourself in regards to the thoughts of how you want to proceed into the future. And with the Hierophant in reverse, it really indicates, as well as the Two of Cups, to not really listen to anybody outside of yourself at this time. I think being able to really go inwards and really get out of the social norms, as well as what your partner may think of or what your loved ones might think of, to really like dismiss their judgments on what you want to do with your life, because again, this is your life and it's how you want to live it. So it really feels like at this moment in time, it's the key that you hold is your own key. It's the only key that you have, and no one else can really define that. No one else can really know who you are. The only person that can know who you are and what you want is you. And to step into a space where you make those actions, those wants known. With this Three of Wands in reverse, it feels like you really need to go inwards in regards to knowing how you want to proceed into the future. This really coincides with the manifesting through clairvoyance and recovering the universal truth of you really getting a clear vision of what you want and how you want to proceed. And if you don't know how that is or what you do want, look towards the things that you don't like and know that the opposite is also true for you. If you don't like being in the situation you are in, let's say you're in like your undergrad at university and you don't like the major that you're in, you know, take all those things that you don't like about that major and realize what you want. Say like you're in business and you don't like how rigid it is, you don't like working with numbers, you don't like having to deal with the networking of those people. Take those and realize there are majors that give you more creativity, that give you more space for you to express yourself by yourself, that give you more chances for you to work with more abstract thinking. So like, you know, it's just being able to kind of play off of the negativities that you might have right now in order for you to catapult yourself into the future, into what you do want. And it's going to take you some time to kind of discover that, and that's okay. As long as you give yourself that kind of space to kind of recognize the wall and obstacles you face aren't a bad thing. They are there to propel you and make you go further in regards to understanding who you are and understanding what you don't like, so that you can go into a space of where you do like, and recognizing there's no shame in feeling the way you feel. It is what it is. It's just being able to recognize that you don't have a lot of time on this world, so make the most out of it. And if you're experiencing this more heavy, more dreadful aspect in life, taking the things that you don't like and looking at them so that you can know yourself more. Knowing what you don't like is imperative into shaping who you are. This is going to be a really like trivial example, but for example, one day I really wanted to know what the Doritos guava drink tastes like, and then I had it and I immediately was like, no, I don't like this, so I never bought it again, you know. That's a really trivial example, but it's kind of like, oh, like knowing that I didn't like that specific Doritos flavor made me want to explore different options and explore new flavors to find something that really fits me and my taste buds. And it's kind of the same aspect of, if you don't like this thing, it's gonna help you explore new avenues until you find something that you do like. And we love that for you. Okay, we're gonna get some fortunes for you from your alter ego at this time. You have the fortune of a financial investment will yield returns beyond your hopes. That's kind of like what we were saying earlier in regards to like, oh, like maybe you need to take some time to like talk to the people you know so that you do have the money and time to explore your options, you know? And you also have, you are optimistic and outgoing. Oh, love that for you, because it's true. You are optimistic and you are outgoing. And like this kind of stage you're in right now is only going to like set you up for the future, you know? The negativity that you're experiencing now won't last forever. So once you come into like that momentum of feeling a bit more optimistic about life, you'll be able to kind of see what works for you and what doesn't. And then last one is, you work best when meticulous attention is to detail is called for. Yeah, so really look inwards right now. Really look inwards and see what works for you and what doesn't. So thank you so much for being here. My pile number 4s. I know this one's a little bit more of a heavier reading, so if you've stayed, thank you so much for doing this work and really confronting what you need at this time from your alter ego. Just know that divine source, your alter ego, and your whole self loves you so much for doing this work. I love you so much for being here. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and that you take care. Sending you so much love.